Critical Blast, where pop culture gets blasted.
And good evening, everybody. I am RJ Carter, Senior Managing Editor here at criticalblast.com. And tonight we've got an interesting little crowdfunding going on here. Normally we're talking crowdfunding comics. Tonight we are crowdfunding a bar, but it's related, and we'll get to that. So welcome with me to the stream tonight. We have 8-Bit Shinobi. Do I call you 8-Bit? Do I call you Sean?
You could call me either one, whatever works.
I'll go with Sean.
Okay, I'm good with that.
And I couldn't find a logo for your arcade bar, so I made one. It sucks. Don't use it because you want something better than that. You're welcome to it. I'm saying don't use it. You want something better. So explain to me, just right out the gate, what 8-Bit Shinobi is.
Well, it's kind of like we merged our ideas together because what I initially did was I would do theme parties. So we'd have like games like this, and I'd make my own cocktails, and then I started learning how to cook authentic Japanese food, and I just kind of mixed it, and like our turnouts every year kept getting better and better, and like people are like, maybe you should think of doing a business. So my friend at Leisure Park, it's like a hobby shop. He has more space than he knows what to do with it. So what he did was he invited us to his place. So we set up with a booth with all the games and stuff. And we got such a great turnout that he invited us to come back. And then we started to do the convention scene. But while we were working on this, I was working on a comic book at the same time. So I thought of why not merging the idea together so that we could have an arcade bar where while someone's waiting for their food or to get like to play the next game or whatever, they could flip through a comic book. Okay. Kind of like you know how restaurants, they have like the magazines and the newspaper. So I kind of thought of that. Okay,
so what you got is, are you talking about like a comic book store or like a comic book library?
A library.
All right, so your 8-Bit Shinobi would be a place to go eat Japanese food, drink, play video games, and read comic books. So sort of a scaled down Dave and Buster's kind of thing, with more of a comic book bent to it.
Yeah, and I thought of, because we also like while at the comic book scene, we talked to other creators, and we all talked about how difficult it was, to get your stuff to get out there. So I'm like, why don't we have it so that people could try this out, and then we link them to their site, and they could get an audience that way, because we're in the capital in Canada, here in Ottawa, and we have a huge comic and gaming scene. People wouldn't know this, but we have like 5 conventions in 1 year, and it's real. Yeah.
All in Ottawa?
Yeah, all in Ottawa. Like that one, the picture, that was actually a mall convention.
Yeah, that's something I couldn't find on you. Looking up 8-Bit Shinobi, does the place exist right now, and you're trying to build it up, or are you trying to initially establish it?
We're trying to establish it, but because of the way things are in the world, we're moving towards mobile gaming. So what we're doing is we set up people that are in our area could request a gaming. So we do like a gaming package for the weekend, and we're more competitive than the other location that does it. It's like 200 to 300 for just a day. We offer a weekend for less. and we also have virtual reality. So we have all the old games, the new games, and we also it's a different package because we had to outsource. I have you can see my arcades here, my sorry, pinballs. So I
Right.
got the Street Fighter here and the Terminator there. So we outsource that. So a company, they take like 30%, but that they only get it as soon as the machine gets rented out, and that includes their cut, the rental space, and the insurance. So we don't have to worry about moving it or anything. They take care of it for us.
And it's a very difficult thing to embark on, starting a new business that requires people to come in and gather. This year has been almost I can't imagine the hurdles you've had to jump through and the impediments that have been in your way.
Yeah, it's been hard because conventions are our lifeblood. Like, I feel like online I haven't sold as much because like I used to collect like my collection online. I'd get maybe a few sales here and there, but like as soon as I started hitting the cons, that was when I got the bigger sales. And now it's like we're not getting the sales. We're trying online, but we haven't had the same success as we have with the cons. But we are trying, and we're trying new things. We're working on a virtual convention, so we're hoping that works out.
Yeah, a lot of
We
people
have
do the virtual thing, but I don't know. I think most people want to go and see and talk to.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to adapt because right here, right where we are, everything's back to stage two, so we got to get creative.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's take a look at the crowdfunder that's going on here. This is just launched. Lost my mouse. There it is. Just launched, which is why it is at ground zero, and a long way to go. $7,500 US. I can't even imagine what that must be Canadian. That would be like $1 million in Canadian money. I joke every time I get our Canadian brothers on here because we had Kitchener Con on there. So yeah, it's only like it's free to enter the con, and I'm like, oh, so Americans get like a rebate to walk through.
Oh yeah, we were there.
Yeah, Kitchener's a good con. Good people running that. So obviously you need to get something into people's hands to make them want to donate towards getting this business. Being worldwide, access to the bar is probably not one of the things they can get into. So
Yeah.
So you're getting creative here, and one of the things that you've got is pixel art.
I actually have one right here.
Oh, let me give you a full screen here so people can get an idea how big they really are. There we go. So this is like plastic bead art kind of deal.
Yeah, they're pretty cool because you could do a lot of things with this. This could be like wall art, or it could even be a coaster. Speaking of coasters, we also have those too. We're working with a local artist. Her name is Mel's Marvels, and she does tile art. So we're doing a collaboration there.
Oh, very cool. Is that another perk further down the list here that we'll see?
It's not up yet. It was because she wasn't at her house, we weren't able to like get her inventory. So I'm like, we'll just add it on later. And she's actually donated some of her art to our fund.
All right, very
So
cool.
yeah.
So these pixel art things, that was very big. You don't really get a sense of scale in the picture here, but you holding it up helped a lot there. These are going for $11 US, $15 Canadian, custom made. I'm guessing somebody just says, "Hey, can I get this character?" Because you've got so many of them.
Yeah, we could get like the one that I'm holding right now. We could pretty much do anything. So we just put up what we had in our inventory right now. We also have different sizes. I was like, when I was putting it up, it was giving me errors because I was trying to get. We have the smaller sizes, and then we have one that's bigger than this. Like, It's like the alien. I don't have it with me, but we have like the little one, and then we have one that's like 2 times bigger than this.
Oh, okay. And because this doesn't show any options for getting sizes and bigger prices. I don't even know if that's going to be something you're going to want to expand so you get all 3 sizes on there.
Yeah, I was trying to do that, but the thing wasn't cooperating with me, you know.
Yeah, setting these things up is they really got to have a better sandbox and say, okay, now I've got it set up the way I want, and now go live. It's a pain in the ass. Set one up, and it was enough that I didn't want to do it again.
I wish they had it the way this one site that I put up my stuff on for. They actually connect you with the post office, and then the person puts in their address, and it gives you an exact price of the shipping.
Oh yeah, that's. I mean, if eBay can do it and Amazon can do it, then it's just an add-in that somebody's got to figure out how to put.
I kind of like guest worked it until I could get a better idea. But if the shipping ends up being less, we're gonna put on some add-ons, you know, just to give someone their values worth. Because I don't like ripping people off. I feel like I want to try to be as honest as possible.
I hear you. All right, so
we're also gonna do one of our stretch goals is we're gonna be doing these glasses, so mugs and glasses, and it's gonna come with a free class on how to make your own brew. So this is our lemonade lager.
Oh, that sounds good. I'm thirsty for that. Something like that. This Diet Coke's not cutting it. Next thing they got up here, you got the T-shirt. Now, I can't. If I scroll down here, it's probably a bigger picture. Nope, there's not. Okay, so you got the T-shirts. You're selling the T-shirts.
Mm-hmm.
$15 U.S. Canadian or U.S. and 20 Canadian. Who is on the T-shirt there?
That's actually our character from our comic book called Kitsune. She's a fox spirit.
So you have a comic book. What's the title of the comic book?
It's called Paranormal Academy. It's a fantasy world where all the fantasy creatures migrated to a new dimension, and then they realized that while they were absent from the mortal world, all the evil that they were fighting there was leaking into their world. So they kind of developed this academy where they would train the next generation of kids to go into the real world to fight these creatures. And there's also like different jobs that they do.
All right. Well, how come you don't have the comic book up here as a
It's we're not ready yet, like because of we were supposed to like launch a lot earlier and have a lot more. So we're right now we're just putting like early panels from so everyone that pre-signed to our fund, we're able to get that panel in the picture with a signature from the team.
All right. Do you have a date on when you're probably going to fund the book?
Right now what we're gonna do is when this is done, we're gonna take some of the funds to pay my team, and then we're gonna work on the book. I want like as much of it finished before we launch the book. And then we also have some big plans for that. We actually got a couple of friends in the voice actor industry, like I know Vic Mignogna and I know Chuck Huber. We were talking about doing like a motion comic and and having their voices in it while the page is like moving to the next part.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, we were talking about it, and I'm like, even if we could pay like whatever their fee is, just to do like one take for the preview, I'm sure we could get quite a bit of people on it.
It's a lot of projects that are on the back burner here, so you're gonna be busy.
Oh yeah, always busy.
But the nice thing about these is that these are all done. I mean, T-shirts, all they got to do is be sent to the printer. You don't have to pay an artist to put something together like you do a graphic novel.
Yeah.
The How to Make Nerdy Cocktails, that's a book. So give us some physicality description on the book here. Are we talking about a PDF, or are we talking about an actual printed book?
It's an actual printed book.
Cool. How to Make Nerdy Cocktails. So this is, cocktails from your favorite movie, comic, video game, cartoon, and anime. I'm guessing you had to make these up and name them because they usually don't give the recipes. And when they do, the Pan-Galactic Gargle Blaster is still something that you've got to go to Santragonus for to get the water for. And we don't have warp drive yet, nor do we know what Santragonus 4 is. So what's in all this? How many pages of the book is this, and how many drinks?
There's about 50 drinks for everyone who pre-signed. They get an extra. They get 10 extra drinks recipes, and we just did for our launch. We just did the Dragon of the Darkness Flame cocktail with the fireball.
Ooh.
I got my infused vodka, so you get to learn how to make your own infusions. So this is like all natural blackberry. And then
you're training bartenders to come get jobs at 8-Bit Shinobi. That's what this is, right?
Yeah. And then the peppermint and the ocean spray. So I don't know if anyone knows much about anime, but this drink was based off of the anime Yu Yu Hakusho. The character is both a fire demon and an ice spirit. So that's why I chose the fireball whiskey and the peppermint. So it gives like an element of the fire, the heart fire, and then the iciness of the mint together.
So you got to think about the character and what they represent, and I don't know, does color scheme come into play here? Because I know a lot of times you can get drinks, margaritas at places where if the local football team wears blue and yellow, your margarita is going to be blue and yellow striped, tiger striped. How many failures have you gone through trying to come up with a good drink that matches the spirit or the character that you're trying to marry it to?
To be honest, because I've been doing this for a while, like I've been mixing drinks since college. I kind of have a sense of what works. So I've been very lucky with all the cocktails that I've done. I haven't had too many errors. Like I probably was like, okay, maybe it needs a little bit more of this.
All right.
And that cocktail in the picture, that's the Super Saiyan Blue cocktail.
Super Stan Blue. See, I don't know my anime, so I would.
Dragon Ball Z.
Gotcha.
And we also
make something for Beyblade. It'd be something to get you dizzy real fast.
Yeah. And we also have the Hadouken from Street Fighter, and it's like a mixture. It's slushy, and then it's got ice cream on the top.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Yeah, it's I don't know if you guys have that there, but we have this thing at Dairy Queen. It's like an off menu thing. You ask for a slushy float, and they'll put like a slushy and then ice cream on top of it.
Yeah, we got Dairy Queen on the street.
It tastes like a creamsicle.
Yep. Okay, I'm gonna have to try that out real soon here now, but they won't probably give it to me with vodka or whatever you are slushying up there. And of course, you can't make a cocktail without something to make it in. Stirring it in a pitcher is just, so mundane. Come on. So you got cocktail shakers and another book. So what's the is this the same book that was in the previous year?
It's the same book. It's like it's like a package deal that I put together for people to get the cocktail and the book.
All right. And to be clear, this is just, a cocktail shaker that comes with your book. It's not like an 8-Bit Shinobi branded.
Oh yeah, it will be. Is the company that made it didn't have the thing to put the picture on it, so I just put the picture of the cocktail shaker for now.
Gotcha.
It's gonna have I put in the description. It will have the picture of the fox spirit on it.
Okay. And is that going to be your logo for 8-Bit Shinobi?
Yeah, that's gonna be our logo.
Cool. And then now this is the hoodie. I'm assuming this is going to come from the same company that's making the t-shirts. Of course, the hoodie's cut off. They cut the picture off. That's okay. I've seen different people sell t-shirts and hoodies, and I've even ordered some t-shirts. I haven't got them yet. They're things that I backed that don't fulfill for another month yet. And I noticed they never asked me for a size. So I'm just guessing this is like a one size fits all, but you've got the list of sizes here. So I'm guessing Indiegogo allows you to specify a size for something.
I think it would let me, but I was having difficulty, so I made sure that in the description until I got that fixed that I put all the sizes in there.
Yeah, that makes sense. And they can always just say at the time of order, tell us your size.
Yeah,
you're going to default to the baggiest, biggest size we can get you, which you might swim in, just to guarantee it will fit you. Always better to be too big than too small.
Yeah, that's
That's what she said. No. Now this one's got to hurt to get rid of. This looks like something you would have wanted to keep.
Oh, actually, that one is it's custom made. Like we cut all the pieces and put it together, and we use like the best joysticks on the market, not like the cheap one-up ones. These are like probably the quality that you would go to in an arcade. Not like that. Have you ever had the one-up ones?
I've got a one-up joust machine right upstairs.
Yeah, it's actually better than that.
So far, so good with those. But yeah, I know what you mean about cheap joysticks. My son's console system upstairs is a Nintendo 64, and we've gone through the joysticks bust off of those things so easily if you don't get the higher end N64 controller, which we have one of, and we need another one of because now I can't play golf or Diddy Kong Racing. We're very behind the times. Don't tell him he's getting a Nintendo Switch for Christmas if we can find one.
I didn't hear it from you.
Okay. He doesn't watch the show, so it's not going to get out. But this has got 20,000 games in it.
Yeah.
That's a lot of games. Now, I've seen these, 20,000 game kind of systems. Again, he's got all these plug and plays upstairs. They're like 600 games on this. And, some of them are pretty generic, but they're still fun to play. Some of them I've never seen before in a full-size arcade system, let alone a console system.
The ones we have are all the well-known ones, and like some of the Japanese ones that you haven't heard of. But my brother, he put it together, like not like the whole thing, but like he had his computer with the games on it, and we were playing Dungeons and Dragons on it.
That's cool. Do you have? You probably don't have it up here yet because I know there's a lot of stuff that's it's a sparsely put together Indiegogo page so far. But what would really help sell that is video of it in action. Just going through the screens and playing some of the games and showing the controllers working. Especially for $900, I think people want to see a little bit more of that. I can't.
That's something we're going to be working on. He has to put it together. Like everything is cut and ready to go. He just needs to put the pieces together.
Is this going to ship assembled or is this going to ship with instructions.
It's gonna ship assembled. We're gonna put it all there, and it also we could even put console games on it too. So it can even have like up to the Sega Dreamcast quality games on it.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's a huge. Well, I don't know. Is that as big as a 1-up? I don't know what the dimensions are of it.
It's bigger than a 1-up. It's like the size of a full size cabinet. Like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be a flat screen. I can tell from the casing, so it won't be like a tube.
Yeah.
Very cool. So, what was the brainstorming session like to figure out what things you could put on an Indiegogo to raise money to make this bar happen?
Oh, well, what I did was I basically put pictures up, like the shirts up, and then I posted them. I said, "What do you guys think?" And we got a lot of likes and retweets. So I'm like, okay, I guess this would be good. And we did. We've done a couple of how to make. We did a couple of the how to make the cocktail videos. We got a lot of responses to that, and we. I'm gonna brag a little bit here, but I did a secret of the Ooze cocktail, and it's actually goopy like Ooze. I put that there with the Indiegogo on it. I put it on Corey Feldman's Twitter page, and he liked and retweeted it.
Yeah, I saw that. That was very cool.
Yeah, I was on a mission to get in touch with him because my daughter is a huge Donatello fan, and the first Ninja Turtles movie was the first live action movie that she actually sat through.
That's right. He was in the Ninja Turtles movie, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I'm doing a little math here. Yeah, I've been trying to get him on our live streams too to talk as well because he's got some serious stuff going on. And plus, I was watching last night was our Halloween marathon with my son. He's 13, so he's old enough to stay up now for horror movies. And we did a marathon of what was it we started with? Oh, The Conjuring, and then we watched Freaks, and then to Friday the 13th, the final chapter. I'm like, oh my God, Corey Feldman's in this. He's probably got to be older by now, you know. In this one, I said, same kid we saw in the Goonies. And then it was like he was younger than he was in the Goonies. I'm like, how old are these Friday the 13th movies? They're very old. So I'm doing the math here to see how many things you got to sell, and it's coming up to pretty much everything.
Yeah.
So we got to sell this out to make the Shinobi bar, the 8-bit Shinobi. Why 8-bit? I mean, 16-bit is 16-bit's minimum gain. So where did the 8-bit part come from?
We just I was going through the motions of I put like everything that was related to retro gaming on a list. And then I was like, okay, these two, and then it clicked together. And I put Shinobi because we cook Japanese food, and I really like the Shinobi game. So that's how I came up with it.
Yeah, 8-bit Shinobi rolls off the tongue easier than 16-bit Shinobi anyway.
Funny story, the original name for the bar was gonna be Me Love You Long Tie.
Oh, no. Totally wrong crowd gets pulled in for that one.
Yeah.
Right. So you got a video up here, which is a very positive step for an Indiegogo campaign because all the crowdfundings now seem to have videos on them, and they're a huge draw. So you put the work into it. Therefore, we're going to show it and make sure people see it. So with that, I'm going to give us the big screen and give this thing a go here.
Arcade Bar here in Ottawa. How cool does that sound? We're going to find out more right now and maybe play some games. Sean DN is joining us, 8-Bit Shinobi. Hello, Sean.
Hey.
Now, 8-Bit Shinobi is what you're hoping to call the arcade bar.
Yes.
Right? Now, why would you like to call it 8-Bit Shinobi?
It's because when I was younger, I really liked the ninja movies, and that's what the actual name is, not the Hollywood name, which is Ninja, is Shinobi.
Now, tell us about your love for video games, gaming, that type of pop culture.
Well, I've been gaming since I was a kid. I always have sleepovers with friends, and we were gaming. And then when I went to college, I found a card gaming community, and they're like my second family.
Yeah. So then why are you excited to open up an arcade bar then? You're trying to bring those feelings to others in our community?
Yes. Yeah. And I do a lot of like themed parties, and people are like, your food is so amazing, you should open up a location.
Yeah. Okay, so it's not just going to be arcading and gaming. You're going to supply all kinds of great food.
Yeah, it's traditional Japanese food mixed with Western, so like a taco egg roll and a sushi burrito, and I mix it with like not just fish, but with like beef and chicken for people that don't like that fishy taste.
Yeah, it's very unique.
Comic book called Paranormal Academy.
Okay,
it's about mystical teenagers. They're an ensemble group. Each one of them has their own unique character, and we focus on the characters themselves.
Okay.
This character is called Kitsune, which is based off of Japanese mythology, the fox spirit. We're hoping to have it for our next Fanaticon event in August.
Yeah, that's good.
But it all depends on how fast we can get the artwork done, but the story's done.
It's a big undertaking.
Is the PlayStation. It also plays the classic and newer games. Mm-hmm. We have the classic one here.
Oh, it's much smaller than what I recall.
Yeah, it's the replica model.
It has version. Yeah,
it has like 50 games in there. Zombie dice. So you're basically each character is a zombie, and your objective is to collect the most brains.
All right.
So you have green being easy, yellow medium, and red is the hard one.
Trouble, yeah.
So basically what you want to do is get as many brains. The footprints means that the person got away.
Yeah.
And the shot blast means that you take a hit. And if you take 3 hits, you lose all your points.
Okay. So what do I do?
So you basically just roll it and then
just decipher what's going on here with me. Tell me.
So you got 2 brains. So that adds up to your points.
Wow.
And you can either keep on going or leave it at that.
What do you think I should do? You're an expert.
Well, you haven't taken any damage, so yeah. I would recommend another roll.
That I should spin again. Well, it's
I always lose my mouse when I do that.
Yep. Sometimes the mouse does what it wants to do.
The mouse wants what the mouse wants. So, when was that news broadcast taken? I mean, because you've been working on getting this thing put together for quite a while now.
Yeah, I believe it was like a year ago.
Yeah, pre-COVID.
Yeah, way pre-COVID, we were ready for our second convention, and then we would have hit Ottawa Comic-Con, which would have been our big break. Like,
yeah, how do you work a Comic-Con? I mean, do you actually like set up a room where you're serving cocktails and you are making the money that way, or are you doing what you're doing here on the Indiegogo, where you've got the characters and the T-shirts and stuff? I mean, what do you do at a convention?
Well, we have the games set up, and then we have I have a large collection of Funko Pops. Excuse me, and we just sell them. So, okay. Yeah, like I have like a whole store, like bins full of them.
So it'd be if you get the money by selling Funko Pops at the conventions.
Yeah.
Which is something that obviously no conventions, no selling, no stores are open. So we're pretty much financially screwed with a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, pretty much.
So are you like putting the Funko Pops on eBay right now to make up for that deficit, or?
Right now we're working on building our sites. So there's this agency set up through the government that'll build the site for you, and then they offer some free advertisements and stuff.
Okay, so you're going to sell directly through your website rather than go to an eBay store or something.
Yeah.
All right.
We also have a lot of cool prizes for people that pledge. We're doing some giveaways. So I don't know if anyone remembers Streets of Rage. So this is number 4. It just came out for the PS4. And it's the Sega edition. It has the classic cover.
All right, and how do they qualify to win that one? I mean, is it an early bird kind of deal, or?
It's for so everyone who pledges will be eligible for it.
Gotcha. So it'd be like a random drawing.
Yeah. And then we actually have a bigger draw. So as soon as we hit the halfway point, I got these swords from Bleach.
Ooh. So those are replica swords from the manga, from the anime.
Yeah. Yeah, we're talking to Fire and Steel, and they're looking at giving us a deal on them. So it could be this one or whatever they want. They have great deals as it is. So something like this is like 100 something Canadian. So
that's a sweet, and that's a real sword too. That's like sharp edge.
Yeah. And I just like thought of it because I'm like, I have it and I know the quality is good. Like I've had this for like 15 years and it's still in pristine condition.
I couldn't imagine getting rid of something I'd had that long that looks that good. But
yeah.
You want 8-Bit Shinobi to be a real thing. And for that, we need to raise 10,000 Canadian dollars to make it happen.
Yeah.
So
this is going to help us get new equipment so that we could do more. We could get more. Do more of the package deals, like I said, with the. Because as it stands right now, we have to do one person per weekend type thing, or every 2 days.
Yeah, and we can make this happen just by selling. Let's just sell 5 of these arcade systems right now, and we're done. Well, you're halfway there.
Yeah,
halfway there. Still a lot of coasters to sell here.
Yeah, we're gonna put that on too. We're also, once we get further on, we're gonna get other incentives too. We're working with someone that does 3D printing, and he's gonna offer us a deal. So we're getting cool things like cosplay helmets, like the Magneto helmet, and other, like he could do replicas of armor, plastic armor, and stuff like that. So I'm just waiting to get a quote from him first before I start posting anything and making sure we hit our stretch goals. And with the arcade, we're also going to have other stretch goals because we can do different ones. We have the mini ones, so it'll be smaller than that, and it'll be a bit cheaper. I mean, not the quality, but because it's smaller, we're using less wood.
It will be less expensive.
Yeah, it'll be less expensive.
Yeah,
And it'd be like something like they could put up like on like a table here and just play it on a table.
okay. Now this is it's a flexible goal, which means that, if people pledge for something and you don't make the 10,000, they're still getting what they pledged for. It's basically using Indiegogo as sort of like an online store kind of deal.
Yeah.
So if you do pledge for something here, you are going to get it. Are you waiting until the whole 60 days before you start shipping things out, or is it sort of like you pledged it, here it goes?
We're gonna wait for the 60 days, and then we kind of set like a date just to have it, because some of these things we have to make, some of these things we have to get. We're getting them in bulk so we can get a bit of a deal.
Okay. Yeah, T-shirts, I guess you're going to want to know how many to order first. That makes sense. And the books are the same way. You're going to have to send off and get more books printed up. So yeah, that makes sense to wait till the 60 days are up. But the important thing is that these are done items. You just have to have them say, okay, create more of them. You don't have to draw them up or write them out. There's no build up to anything here. So it's just ready to go. Very cool. So is there anything about 8-Bit Shinobi that I need to be asking and I haven't yet? Because I'm not going to be in Ottawa anytime soon that I know of, so I can't say that I know anything about it already.
So we've been doing this for about 2 years. We've been working on collecting some of the best games that we could get our hands on, and we're just hoping to meet this goal and possibly exceed it, so that we can get the really big expensive ones, like the pinballs. They're not cheap. Like this Street Fighter one cost me like 3,000. The Terminator cost me 4,000. So they're pretty pricey.
Yeah, that's a lot of quarters to put into it to make it back up. But it's surprising how quickly they add up if you have a good arcade and a lot of traffic coming in. The quarters add up pretty quick. But 3,000, that's 12,000 plays. This could be a lot. That's 1 quarter each, so I guess you probably have 2 quarters to play it now. It's it's the 21st century. Things have gone up in price. At least it is at the arcades I go to now. It's like what do you mean $1 to play this video game?
Well, ours is actually a lot better. Once we get the bar set up, we're gonna have it like a $5 cover. So people can pay a $5 cover, and then they could play as much games as they want. It's the food and alcohol that's going to bring in the money, which is what
That's true.
a lot of these bars do. Like I talked to a few successful ones, like the Kitchener Con that you are mentioning. I talked to the guy that runs the bar there, and he was telling me that you need to price your drinks below $10. Otherwise, they're not going to sell. And he says the cover fee is like the best way to go.
Yeah, alcohol is still, though the more expensive thing you're going to be selling, even if you keep your price down, the margin on it's going to be enough to be profitable. How many because you've got to pay your rent, you've got to buy supplies, you've got to pay a staff. I'm assuming it's not going to be just you behind the bar 8 hours a day every day.
Right now, I'm working with my brother, and my family's been helping out a lot. So we're hoping, like, once we get enough to get this thing off the ground, we're gonna start small and work our way up from there.
All right. Do you have a target date of when you are really wanting to open up, or are you still sort of up in the air because of all the pandemic stuff going on?
Oh, right now we're focusing on mobile, so people could actually rent these things out for the weekend or a week or a day, whatever long they want.
Okay, but that's to rent the games that are mobile, like the things you can pick up and move.
Yeah.
You're not talking about like mobile games like, hey, I'm logging into my phone and playing a mobile game. This is You're
No,
renting
it's the
video consoles.
yeah, it's what our I talked to like business advisors, and they're like saying the mobile like sticks with people, like it being able to go from point A to point B type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm trying to think if there's anything more I should know about.
I could talk a bit more about the comic book if you want.
Yeah, do that. You got any images of the comic book you can show up here? That'll help out too. Maybe throw some original art as a tier at some point, but first you got to get the comic book going, I guess.
Yeah. So the comic book is like mostly about Kitsune, the fox spirit, and Blue, the elven prince, and he's called Blue because he has a unique skin pigmentation where his skin is blue, and he has the ability to transport through dimensions, unlike people that transport. So he could go like just by thoughts, and he has a sword that's made with a specific elven gem that fuses his power with the sword. So he's kind of gone through like some trauma. So his father's the king, and he's like, "Look, son, you got to go to the academy, or you lose your inheritance."
Go to school or get cut off.
Yeah. So he's forced to go to this militarized academy where he has to learn he has to fight, but he doesn't want to. He just wants to party and booze. But then he starts meeting up with friends. He meets up with Nero, this necromancer, and he kind of relates to him because he could feel that he has some sort of pain too. So they kind of become buddies, and then we meet up with Orin. He's a white mage who's also a goblin. So he decided he didn't want to do what goblins did anymore. So he found this kid that was injured in a battle. So he healed him, but after that he became exiled from his people. So he gave that the kid had like a disability. He couldn't walk, so he gave him a golem. So it's like this giant rock thing that he's in, and that gives him his mobility, and he's super strong, and he could control the earth. And then we meet up with the sorceress Allison, who she's a very powerful sorceress, but she's trying to push herself so that she can live up to her mother's greatness. And in the background, this dark evil force is returning, and they have to get through school, but while at the same time this new threat is trying to get them.
You're bringing a lot of people and a lot of stories together in one sort of a sprawling epic thing. Do you have a target date on that one for when you think you're going to be going to press? I mean, how many pages have you even got done on this?
It's like the story is done, but it's the artwork that we need to finish.
Okay.
So we got the first couple of pages. I got some concept arts that we're going to be posting in the secret perks for those who came early. And hopefully once we start getting more, I'm going to start like depending on how much our goals get, I'm going to start adding them in as like an incentive to the if anyone buys the cocktail book, they'll get some preview of it.
All right.
Like early preview.
All right. Well, very good. Well, everybody, this is we've been talking with Sean, who's opening up or trying to open up at least almost lost my train of thought there about what we're describing here. An arcade bar where he will be serving drinks, Japanese food, and there will be video games and tabletop games to play there, comic books to read. It's a unique kind of business. I don't know how. You mentioned there were other successful ones in Canada. There's nothing like this in the United States here, but Sean is definitely trying to raise the money to get this kicked off so he doesn't have to go through the loan process or at least go through it for as little as possible. The link to the Indiegogo is the first line in the description below this video, so I encourage you to go check it out. Take a look at some of the stuff Sean's offering here that he's using to raise the money. These pixel art things here would be, they look very unique. He's held one up earlier in the video. In fact, if you got that there, go ahead and hold that up again so people can get an idea of the size of these things.
There it is.
You can just imagine having your favorite character done up as sort of like a coaster, a drink coaster. This is the medium-sized one. They come larger, they come smaller. He's also got the T-shirts going here. And if you are a drink master of any kind, he's got the recipe books for the cocktails that you can make that will mirror your favorite anime and comic book characters. So, and then of course you can get that with or without the shaker book. And then of course there's the custom arcade machine. It's a $900 offering with 20,000 games on it. I almost said 60,000 games. I don't think there are 60. I'm sure there are 60,000 games, but there's 20,000 on this thing. So anything you can do here will help raise the money to get 8-Bit Shinobi off the ground and become a reality. This is the entrepreneurial spirit, folks, of trying to own your own business and, be your own boss rather than, working for somebody else and making somebody else money. This is the spirit of Indiegogo and crowdfunding, is to make your own thing and make it happen and to provide value for the customers. So with that in mind, Sean, been a pleasure having you on here. Appreciate you taking the time to come with us. Always appreciate our guests for coming on as well. And, best of luck at getting this thing out. We will tweet this out again tonight and again tomorrow morning so people can come back and watch the replay and learn a little bit more about 8-Bit Shinobi. Do you have a website set up yet where people can go to once this is a reality?
We have like a little a Google one, like Google My Business. When it comes up, it's nothing big. It just has my picture, and it says that you can get this service. So we are working on getting a fully functional website up. But for now, that's our website, in our Twitter and our Facebook at Shinobi.
All right. Well, with that said, Sean, we're going to let you go, and we will return everybody to their regularly scheduled evening of tweeting and Facebooking. Thanks again for coming on. Thank you to the chat. We appreciate you being here. And tomorrow night, I just want to remind folks, we are almost always here. Tomorrow we will be with, let me check my little black book. Literally, it's a little black book. That's my scheduler. Tomorrow we will be having John Stanishi and Emma Kubert on with The Foundlings. Then after that, My Summer as a Goth with director Tara Johnson Medinger. And we will have then on Wednesday, Jake Horowitz, Alexander Oliver, and Storm Steenson will all three be on here with their Christmas send-up of Cup of Cheer. So we hope that you will be here for that as well. Sean, good night to you, and we'll see you again soon.
Good night. Thanks for having me on.